What's up, everybody? It's Wes, Hank, and Andy. Welcome back to the show.
Back again.
I guess I should actually say to you guys, you guys, welcome back. Welcome back too.
Yeah.
For those of you who've been paying attention to this show, you may recall that our last post about Back in Black series was back in March, with the anticipation of returning in just 2 weeks. And then, as you can tell from this episode, that did not happen.
Nope.
That did not happen.
All
So,
hell broke loose.
three middle-aged dudes, we all have lives, and guess what? Life lifed, and it kind of threw a bit of a spanner in the works. But we're here. We are here now. We are here now. Sean says, welcome back. I want to say thank you to Sean for tuning in. Thanks for coming out. And for those of you who do tune in time and time again, thank you for coming back. You know what's really weird about this strange period of not being, not live streaming?
The not live streaming part?
The fact that we got new subscribers. We picked up like a handful of new subscribers and like normally I watch the dips and stuff, and I'm like, It's not dipping. It's not dipping.
Cool.
What's going on? So thank you for finding
Back
us
catalog
for,
people.
yeah, it's probably that. Tonight, what are we doing? I guess we should probably round out this part of the conversation and just say that like that is sort of the reality of where we are, is that things do come up, and so the channel is nowhere, is not in jeopardy. There's no issues with us.
No.
Everything is good. It's just that we all just had things happen one after another, and that could happen again in the future,
Sure could.
which means yeah.
We're not getting younger.
I was about to say the exact same thing, and that's okay. So
Unfortunately, this is an easy, like, of the few things that we've been doing.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is the easier one to push to the background
I think so.
because of like how, and I'm not belittling anything you do, because what you do is amazing.
Sure,
but
sure.
The research portions are a little bit less heavy than
It's a
say,
bit
full-on
easier with
review
this.
show.
Like lists of these figures have been curated by people who are far more dedicated to it than I could be.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
of course, you can check all those out. We credit them in our video descriptions. All the research that we do, it's really all been done for us. Thank you to folks like Mefitsu and Galactic Figures for being as passionate about Star Wars as they are. So it makes our
Yeah.
life a lot easier.
It's and that's one of the things that you don't realize. At least I didn't realize as we were shining such a microscope on the figures and stuff. You
Yeah,
start to
yeah.
realize how much reuse and how much and you go, I've lost the plot, if not the passion for the novel.
Yeah. Speaking of the passion, I got a message this week from one of our patrons, our friend Greg, who asked, "Hey, are you guys not covering Maul, Shadowlord?"
Oh,
And I had to tell him that yes, indeed we are, but we collectively made the decision. And this is sort of another one. This is sort of peeling the veil back. I think Andy, you were hot to trot. You were ready to go.
Yeah, I like the first two
you
episodes.
you had an intro ready. You had everything ready to go. You're like, "Are we doing this?" And you and I, Hank, went, "I don't know."
It needed to grow more on you.
Which we
It's
will.
hard.
We'll definitely discuss that in more detail when we do
Yeah.
do get to it. But the decision was, because 2/3 of us were nonplussed in the first week.
Yeah.
We thought maybe it's better that we wait till everything is out and we talk about it as a whole. So that is going to happen. I can't guarantee when. It will be as close to the end of the series or the end of the season as possible. It could even be the following. On a sheer technicality, it could be our random fandom Tuesday that week,
It could be.
as the show does end on a Monday. If not the Tuesday, then definitely the following Sunday, for sure. So it'll be our review of
Yeah,
Maul, Shadowlord.
I know we like to do the long form thing, but with all the personal stuff getting in the way, and then realizing, not to pull the veil back even more for the fans, but
Yeah.
the amount of work that goes into one single episode, let alone 10.
We joke about it all the time.
but nobody does it like we do. And when we dive that deep on something, it's really, it's no joke. It's a labor of love. There's a
I
lot
take
of
a
work that goes into it.
22-minute episode cartoon, and I'm putting in sometimes I would say 6 or 7 times that amount of
Oh,
time in
I've
show
worked 20
prep.
hours on an episode for
Sure,
sure.
We have
For
all done it.
sure.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
And then having another show or another channel on the side that we are also trying to like nurture like a very proud parent is definitely weighing on us as well.
I
Hey,
feel
here
like
comes
this
your
is going to be good practice for a live action movie review because we've
Yeah.
never done that. So
I mean, with the Mandalorian and Grogu right around the corner, I'm not necessarily opposed to let's have a roundtable on that when it comes out. For those of us who are going to see it in the first weekend.
yeah, I mean that one makes sense to keep
looking
the
at you, man.
Fandalorian banner going and to try to react to that as close. I mean, it all depends. I don't know if you guys have bought tickets. I
I
certainly
have
haven't
not.
yet.
I have not, but it would be a simple couple of keystrokes and I'd have that taken care of.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at behind the scenes. By the way, here comes your weekly pitch. If you hadn't seen it already, go check out our second channel. It's Midlife Quest. It's the 3 of us and a few extra people.
Or else.
My my wife Kim and our friend Eric, who's also a patron here on this channel, as we live out our midlife fantasies. Currently playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's an original adventure based on a Rush album. So if you like Rush music and you like Dungeons and Dragons, they go together like milk and
Cookies.
cookies. Go check it out. All right, shall we get on with what we're gonna do tonight?
I suppose
Let's do
so.
it.
Okay, it's been a while, and I will say, I don't think I've had as many figures on the list as I do this week. Maybe not since like some of the early like the orange and the blue stripe boxes,
Oh wow.
where I had like almost everything. I have everything on the list this week except for that Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. In fact, Obi-Wan I just got last summer
Oh, jeez.
at RonCon.
That's right.
Yeah, you were there.
That's
You
right.
were there
too.
when I got it too. Yeah. This week is an interesting one. It is the Clone Wars retro wave, which I just need to throw this out there. This is actually technically part of the 50th anniversary Lucasfilm collection, but because it's so, I figured 4 figures is enough. It's sort of a niche of its own.
Sure.
We wouldn't run them in the 50th stuff because most of the 50th figures that we've looked at recently have been Phantom Menace figures. Speaking of Phantom Menace figures, we're going to look at Jar Jar Binks tonight. The deluxe one. This is the one that you wanted to get.
This is the one you would get for the same price, like, what, a month later?
Wow, that is. I did make some notes this week to talk about that, and we'll talk about it again when we get to Wrecker as well, because there was. I remember when Wrecker came out, there was some not happy people in the fan community about this figure. Not that there's anything wrong with the figure.
Mm.
No.
Because there isn't. It's a great figure. But I think people were a little bit upset with the price.
Yeah.
All right. In no particular order. By the way, if you didn't vote on this one three weeks ago, too late. You're in for a ride. You're in
Might
for
be
a
in that
ride.
camp.
All right. In no particular order, let's take a look at these. We're going to start off with, I really like this one. This is Clone Pilot Hawk. Clone Pilot Hawk, of course, an original character from the Clone Wars animated series. Interesting that they opted to go with this style of pilot and not one of the earlier, I guess the earlier iteration with the more of the smooth face plate.
Oh, I
the
thought you were going
shield.
to say like the Revenge of the Sith.
Or the open face.
Open face.
So they've done that in the. Essentially looks like the AT-AT driver with an open face helmet.
Mm.
I would like that.
I'm surprised we haven't
I
gotten
would like that.
Oddball, actually. It's low hanging fruit.
They did in the vintage collection.
Yeah.
They did in the vintage
So
collection.
it's
Not
just a
us.
matter of time then.
Not us. 2021. We're still looking at I thought we were still at the $19.99 price point, but these ones consistently $24.99 for this retro wave.
USD.
That is correct.
Well,
That
at
is
this
correct.
point in history, we're square into COVID, right? So
Oh, COVID pricing. I never thought about that. Hawk based on the 2014 Clone Trooper body. So if you liked that body, you probably would be okay with this. Even with the, and you can sort of see it here, he still has some of that bow-leggedness going on.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the helmet because not only is it the most striking feature for a good reason, it's also the most striking feature for a bad reason. And I know this was a big deal when it came out. And I think even if you look at the headshot, the close-up of the portrait, the snout piece on his helmet, it's cocked ever so slightly, but it's enough that you can't not see it. As soon as you're drawn to it, it stands out like a sore thumb. And this was a very common issue on most copies. I was fortunate enough to be able to get one that is as straight as it could possibly be.
Nice.
But I know that wasn't the case with a lot of collectors when they went to get this figure. So 2014 body with a new chest box and a new head sculpt. This one, I believe, is just a molded head on a ball peg. There's no blank inside that.
Right.
Does that chest box hinder the head movement?
A little bit, but I mean, you can get sort of a
little bit of
20 or 30 degrees left or right with it.
But
I mean,
those are the non-show. They don't float. Those
they
shoulder-
do not.
No. Yeah.
No, they do not. They do not. I guess let's start at the top. Hank, what do you think? Or I guess at the top. Andy, you're at the top.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
This will make it a lot easier. We'll just go top, middle, bottom, or
Sure.
top, bottom, me. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. We'll start at the top. Andy, what do you think of Clone Pilot Hawk?
Well, I like the color scheme. I like the new helmet. I don't like that they went back to the 2014 body, though.
No.
Because they do have the floating shoulder pauldrons at this point.
Yeah.
Seems like a little bit of a cheap maneuver, but what are we basing this scale on this week?
Oh, geez.
Crooked snouts.
Crooked snouts?
Weeks off.
We'll give him
Weeks off.
2.5 crooked snout weeks off.
2.5 crooked snout weeks. Oh my God. Anybody thinking of Cyril Sneer right now?
Cyril Sneer.
Josh says
hilarious.
it's 2 salacious bee crumbs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hank, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to add to our discussion with Clone Pilot Hawk?
I'm super disappointed in a 2014 body 7 years later. Yeah, that's crazy. And that helped. I mean, I've seen what they can do with paint, and that sculpt is okay.
Yeah.
If it's got that cocked thing, that and that's indicative of a lot of different individual figures, of this guy in the wave. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see a new head sculpt, but it's lacking a lot, even compared to the Clone Wars sort of thing there. So it's not enough. It's 2.5. It's just not enough. Plus, it's hard for me in hand to do anything like that.
For me,
This one, right?
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
package would probably try and strike at you because it's
Well, the
retro
retro
card, right?
packaging, right? Yeah. Yeah. The
if
retro
you were a
packaging.
fan of the original 3 3/4 size, then
And I don't know if Hawk got I can only presume that he did, but I'm sure that there were clone pilots in the Clone Wars 3 3/4 line. I think they did every kind of clone imaginable, and many that we haven't seen yet in the Black Series. So I do appreciate that, but as you all know, I'm not an inbox collector. Although my backlog kind of suggests. Are you sure, Wes? Because there's a lot of backlog. Anyway, I will lead off with saying that Clone Pilot Hawk appeals to me because he's a named clone, and that's a ding 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 for me. If the clone has a name, I got to get him.
Yeah.
That keeps me a little bit more focused. Otherwise, I'd have multiple copies of every clone. I'd have a clone army. What can I say? I only have name guys right now, or one of each of the generic ones. And for real, like I got like an actual platoon's worth of clones.
Yeah.
Like for sure. Like
Do you have that Cal Kestis, like the 212 clone or whatever it is?
I do not
He's not a named clone, but he's also the only version of that squadron
particular
you can
style.
get.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get a little bit sort of like wishy-washy when it comes to some of the I won't call it fringe media, but some of the
Like the
secondary
gaming
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that the video games aren't good, because they are. Cal Kestis is one of my favorite characters of all time. So, but yeah, Clone Pilot Hawk. He's a named guy. He is on the 2014 body. Fortunately, my copy, the snout is straight, but I got a dock in points because it was more defective than not. And yeah, in 2021, using a 2014 body, I've been very critical of this in the last few shows that we've done. I have to knock him. I loved him when he came out, but he's a 2.5 today. He's a 2.5.
Yeah.
If they did an update to this figure with the new body and maybe change some of the detailing, I would probably revisit it and maybe even upgrade and replace my figure. All right, where are we going to go next? We're going to stick with the Clone Wars, and we're going to move on to this one.
A general.
This one is pretty exciting. I really like this one. Of course, we're talking about Anakin Skywalker. This version of Anakin, in case you didn't know, reuses the previous Revenge of the Sith Anakin Skywalker lower body and legs, but is given a brand new upper body and head. And that's where I think the most interesting thing about this figure lies, is that, and I didn't make this up. I'm not making this up. It is kind of anecdotal, but there was a lot of talk in the collector community at the time that they were trying to, well, one, it's the Black Series, and they do this anyway, where they try to give an animated character a real life look. But I always got the impression that they were really trying to hybridize and combine elements of his, not only his cartoon look, but both actors, Hayden Christensen and Matt Lanter, into this like hybrid head.
So I feel like you do that and you get none of those three in this.
It's true. It's not a great.
I would prefer they lean into the animated look personally.
Yeah.
But otherwise, why not use the existing Anakin Hayden Christensen sculpt? Because you're ripping me right out of the line when you do something like that. The continuity is all shot to sunshine.
We'll see that when we get to Obi-Wan Kenobi, where they are so faithful to Ewan McGregor. It just makes sense that they wouldn't have just used the existing Hayden head or made a new Hayden head for this figure. Of course, they did. They did in what, 2025? Was it 2025 with the live action one?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the archive.
No, the live action Clone Wars Anakin from Ahsoka's flashbacks.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right.
So I like this figure enough, and this is just me. I felt like this was my Clone Wars Anakin. I didn't need to get the new one, and I don't have any regrets about that. But if you opted to go with the 2025, live action version, I couldn't blame you for it.
Yeah.
I couldn't blame you for it at all.
I have neither, but I'd be really tempted to replace the head on this if I had it. Seeing as that my Anakins come with 2 heads each, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, if you looking up Anakin Skywalker the other day when I was putting the slides together and looking at the subtle changes of his animation model across the seasons, because he basically he's got seasons 1 through 3, and then it's like 4, 5, and then there's like 6, and then 7. They're different looks. They're hard different looks.
yeah.
Yeah. Our friend Shelf Life.
Welcome.
What's up, dudes? Been too long. This Clone Wars wave is a son of a gun to hunt down. Love all these figures. Can't believe we got Hawk in the line. Yeah, man. I love all of them. Although I would say Hawk is, right now, is my least favorite. Oh, yeah, Sean. Pass. Just a pass. Pass on this one. Yeah. Articulation-wise, you know what? If you've got the Revenge of the Sith Anakin, you know what you're getting with that. And arguably, it's worse because of the coattails or whatever you want to call that, the jerkin or the skirt pieces.
Right.
But it still looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And the upper body, it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't think I've got. Yeah, I've just got him in a single saber pose. Yeah. Andy, we'll start off with you. Anakin Skywalker, Clone Wars, what do you think?
The head's throwing me a little bit because, like, it should be leaning one way or the other, not trying to mix everything into one.
Yeah.
But still, at the time, I'm going to say 3.
Yeah, in 2021 when this came out, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
It was pretty good. 3 out of 5, eh?
3 out of 5.
Okay. Hank, Anakin Skywalker, what do you think?
It looks like Corey Haim. It's awful. It's actually awful. It's one of those things where if I had it in hand, it might. I love the look. I love the clone armor on the guys.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
This is a 2.5 for me.
Okay.
It does look like he's about to star in License to Drive.
A little bit there, doesn't he? Because, like, I don't know, it doesn't match any example.
None of the other existing Anakins.
Yeah.
And
No.
that's sort of the issue.
Like they didn't even give him the cleft in the chin, right?
I will say, so you want to talk about in hand. Let me just switch things up here for a second. I'm going to solo this. I've got mine here. Let's see if having him.
You know what? Maybe it's your lighting. That looks a lot better than the photo of Corey Haim.
I know. Let's see if I can get him. If I can get him in a little closer here.
Yeah, that's
So
way
I'm
better.
leaning into my microphone. Sorry. He's got the little shiny face syndrome, but that's kind of indicative of the whole line at this point.
The shadows are working for him there, and I think the high light in the other thing is working against the figure. So
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
so then having it in hand for me, the articulation would make or break it then for me. So
I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not like he's not going to be, kicking his own ass, and he's not going to be like, scratching his back, but
He does
it's
have the floating
enough.
shoulder pauldron.
No.
To a degree.
Yes, he does. Yeah, they're full float.
Okay.
They're the full float. And there is, is there? Yeah, there's a butterfly in there. So, double check. It's amazing that I don't pull these off the shelf more often than I should. So yeah, sorry. What did you want to score him, Hank?
that's 2.5 for me.
2.5.
Yeah.
I'm a little more forgiving of this one because, like I said, I didn't opt to upgrade this one to the live action Hayden version, and even after talking about it, I still have no regrets. Is he the best Anakin Skywalker in the line? No, not really. And I'm not even sure who I'd give that to at this point. It might. Well, he might be the best one that I own. Oh, actually, that's not true. The brand new Revenge of the Sith Anakin that just came out is probably
The
the best.
re-release of the San Diego pack, the 2-pack.
Yes, that one. I'm a little more forgiving. I'm going to give Anakin 3 crooked snouts and half a cleft chin.
All right.
All right. What are we going to do next? Oh, we're going to move over to. This is a clone on a new body. This is Echo.
Ooh.
Yeah, Echo, pre Bad Batch Echo,
Yeah. Yeah.
when he still had hair and didn't look like a dead man. Now everybody's going to complain that the color scheme is not accurate, the helmet's not accurate, but it is what it is. But he comes with a lot of cool stuff.
For a not deluxe figure.
Yeah, same arms and legs, same arms, torso, and upper legs of the new Clone Trooper body, but adds a new lower legs below the knee to account for the ARC Trooper armor, even if the coloring is wrong.
Right. But not the 2014 body.
No.
Correct.
No,
not
right.
not the 2014 body.
Well, that changes everything. That's yeah.
Hey, what's up? Left-handed Jedi just dropped in. I made it. Long time no see, fellas. Surprised to be sure, but a welcome one. Yeah, man. Sorry for the big delay. Catch us in the replay. We'll get you up to speed on that. And yeah, we're talking about ARC Trooper Echo as part of the 50th anniversary Lucasfilm wave. And yeah, so this is at this point we've seen the blank Tamira Morrison head with a helmet glued to the top of it.
Yeah. Yes.
This one is obviously not the case. We do get a likeness of Tamira Morrison, which really
It's not bad.
is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Echo goes, he's kind of your. Is it even right to say this? He's your every clone. They're all every clones.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah.
So you didn't have to have any fancy facial mannerisms or expressions built into him. So to give him the flat works just fine here.
Yeah, but at the same time, like they're leaning away from the animated model into the live action, right?
Well, and there you go. Yeah. Which is fine because Tamora Morrison being the template for the clone army.
Source clone.
Yeah, no, exactly. Still talking about Anakin. What happened, Anakin?
Goddamn.
Comes with our the two pistols, the short rifle, the long rifle, and the removable helmet. The backpack is glued to the back, I believe.
Non-removable.
Yeah, not removable.
Double pauldrons.
Oh, is it removable in the... No, I think it's in there. Yes, double pauldrons as well. Yeah. The other big difference between this and the previous ARC Troopers that we've gotten are the comma, which are molded plastic and not soft goods. Which doesn't really... This doesn't bother me.
No.
Not really.
I mean, unless he's trying to take a knee. But
Yeah, there's no doing the splits for that figure at all, but that's not something like Echo would do routinely.
No. And the straps to the holsters don't help that any either.
No.
But still, on a shelf with a bunch of other clones, he looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He looks pretty good.
Fills out the ranks.
Let me ask you guys, Echo pre-Bad Batch or post-Bad Batch?
Pre-Bad Batch.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think, Andy?
I like Bad Batch version, honestly.
Yeah.
Because he's got all his utensils, and with that Sideshow Collectibles one they did,
Yeah.
there was so much more they were gonna do with him.
Even the Black Series got the big claw thing that we never saw
on
a frame of animation.
Yeah.
What was that about?
I don't have many autographs, but one of the two autographs of famous people I do have is D. Bradley Baker signing
Yeah.
an Echo card.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Andy. I think Echo, who's been to the brink and come back and refound his humanity, is a much more compelling character. Oh, that's very cool. Hold
Lauren
on a
just
second.
delivered that.
Hold on a second. Let's pull that up.
I don't get shit graded very rarely either, too. So.
Very nice.
Oh, sorry. There he is.
That's pre-ARC Trooper Echo.
Yeah. That's a 9 for all those fancy kids out there who think that matters.
All right, Andy, what do you want to give Echo? ARC Trooper Echo.
I like him. I'm gonna give him 3.5 tilted snouts.
Nice. Hank, what do you think?
It's probably my favorite clone other than Rex.
Yep.
And 5s.
I heard
Fives,
that.
You're right.
I heard
know.
Lauren in the background. Fives.
I know.
Fives.
It's tough. And the two of them are so intrinsically sort of linked. He's a 4 for me. I love this look.
Yeah.
And I don't own this figure, so out of hand, that's maybe ridiculous. But if he's even anything as close to...
Did you get Jesse?
I don't think I have Jesse. I think I have...
Did you get any of the... Did you get the GameStop exclusive Umbra Trooper?
No, I think I have... Maybe I do have Jesse. I thought I had 5s.
If
I
you
think I
have...
5s.
You do.
I do have 5s.
If you have 5s, then you have this figure.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Exactly.
They're all the same.
And 5s is a fantastic figure.
Yeah.
They would look great next to one another.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Give me all the 501st you can throw at me. I'm kind of like, if I had to pick my Legion, right, that would be the one. So
I'll say this. I have all my guys, like I've done that as well. Like in this case, I've done like general, and then like
Clone Commander.
Yeah, Clone Commander, and then the troops when possible.
Right.
The blue guys irritate me in the sense that no two blue guys have the same tone of blue. I just wish they could get that just a little bit tighter when they do new guys from the 501st.
Actually, now that I look at Rex beside, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're close,
They're
but
close.
they're off ever so slightly. Yeah. What do I think? Echo. I like the generic head. I think it's a crisp likeness of Tem. I think it's good. I think the figure is for 2021. It's exactly what I expected. I'm not worried about the articulation too much. I do wonder what that giant backpack is for, though. Yeah, I'm thinking he's a 3.5. 3.5. a little better than average. He's not outstanding, but he's a long way from bad.
Okay, am I crazy? But on his backpack, is that a lightsaber molded into it?
I don't think so.
Because that'd be like pretty handy when you're running around with your Jedi.
Yeah,
Hey, I got
yeah.
you a spare.
Sir.
Sure looks like an Obi-Wan saber, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
a little
Wow.
bit. A little bit. But no, it's not. We're going to round this one out with, we're going to finish off the Clone Wars wave with,
Your boy.
yeah, exactly. I can't gush enough. It is General Kenobi, who is very clearly patterned after Ewan McGregor. They did not lean into the animation look for him. And, strangely enough, it's weird that he's mostly a clone. Like, it's the clone arms, the clone legs on top of a generic black body. And I'm not entirely sure if it's a clone body in there or what that is, or if it's a new body for Obi-Wan, but that's what it is. And I still love this figure.
Is that the same head as the clone commander Obi-Wan?
Yeah, so it is all but now, of course, the lighting on these two photos don't really do it justice, but it is absolutely it's the same head sculpt we got before on the clone, the
Right.
full clone armor one, with a little bit of a different tone to the hair.
I do. I mean, I love that Tartakovsky look. It's
Yeah, me too.
fantastic.
It is kind of weird, though, that Anakin had the gray armor when, Obi-Wan got the standard white.
White.
Well,
yeah.
as fans, we're pretty stupid, and George had to lead us by the hand like sheep.
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. It's Obi-Wan, and any chance that I get to add another Obi-Wan to my collection, I'm almost guaranteed to take it. This one I wanted so bad, so bad when it came out,
It was
and
nowhere to be
yeah,
found.
I couldn't find. I think the only one. I mean, I do have them all, but I did get all of them when they were in their original retail run, except for this one. But I know some of them were harder to find than others.
I remember going to Toys R Us in Oshawa, and all they had was Hawk and Anakin.
It seemed like Hawk was everywhere, and like there was copious
He's a peg
amounts
warmer.
of him. Yeah.
Now you said that from the knees down. That's
No, the whole leg.
the whole leg is clone.
Yeah, the whole leg.
Is
Oh,
it's
stand by. That
not
might
the-
not be true.
It's not the derpy.
That might not be true, because there's lines in the leg that do not jive with the clone.
Biker Scout, maybe?
I wonder if this is meant to be like this is a rendition of the body glove that all the clones wear. It
Oh,
must
well,
be.
Maybe.
It must be, because there's lines in it that remind me of like the undersuit.
Wonder if they ripped off the.
I don't know.
Uh,
It's not like. It's
who's
not.
the other figure that had the bodysuit on from The Force Awakens. John Boyega's character.
Oh, Finn.
In his
Finn.
leather jacket version.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. But his little like
Easy
they-
grab.
they really went out of their way to make it look more like normal clothes for him, though,
That's true.
which was kind of dumb, but yeah. Of course, I'm going to give Obi-Wan a higher score than he actually deserves, because I vote with my heart on these things. What can I say? But I'll start with you, Andy. What do you want to say about Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I like him. It
Clone
looks good.
Wars?
It's a good look, and it's I'm gonna say 3 3/4 tilted snouts.
Nice.
Nice.
Hank.
Are those are modern clone bits. They're not the old clone bits. Hard to tell, eh?
It is hard to tell. Although, let's see, has he got the double jointed knee? I don't think so. If he does, it's hampered by the knee.
Without
The
having
knee
them
pad.
in hand and also having another alternate version of this,
Yeah.
the clone commander Obi-Wan. He's a 3.5 for me. If I had him in hand, I'd probably give him the bump to a 4.
It's hard not to when I'm sitting here kind
The
of just.
face sculpt is
mocking
excellent.
them.
Those both, like, if it's the same as the other one,
Yeah, it is. It is.
neither one of those photos does it justice, because
No.
the face sculpt is excellent on this
Yeah,
figure.
yeah. No, I agree. It's still to this day, even after seeing the Kenobi series, and I have I think they did what 4 or 5 Kenobis for
There's
the
pretty, yeah, there
series,
was the.
and
It
I
was
think
Kenobi heavy, that's for sure.
I got all but one of them.
Right.
I got all but one, and I think it
got
was a
Wandering
convention
Jedi is
exclusive.
the one
yeah.
I got. Well, I wanted the
Desert
dual.
Nomad.
I wanted the Desert Nomad is nice. I wanted the dual
Yeah.
with the short with the sleeveless cloak.
I mean, it was like it was Obi-Wan Kenobi if he was a Pokemon. You know, you got him in his lowest form, and then his next evolution, then his next
Right.
evolution. Andy, what do you think? Did you talk about him? Right?
I did, 3
Yeah.
and
Oh,
3/4.
3 3/4. I'm just like out of my mind right now.
3.5 for me.
I love General Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's my favorite character of all time in Star Wars, so I can't not give him anything below a 3. But he does suffer from... No, he doesn't really suffer. This figure got a re-release, by the way. This year, in fact. It's in a 2-pack. Yeah, it's in a 2-pack this year.
Is that the one with Mace Windu?
It is, yeah.
That's the one that ladies selling for $15.
I don't believe so.
You guys showed me a.
Oh, that
Oh,
one.
maybe it is. Maybe it is. It could just be a repack, though.
Could
I'll have
be.
to double check it. But for $15, that is a
That's
smoking
a,
deal.
that's a
Yeah.
smoking deal.
That is a smoking deal, and I would totally get that if I didn't already own it. Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he's the best ever. No, he's not the best ever, but he's close. He's very close. Oh, sorry, it was Mace Windu and Anakin Skywalker she was selling together.
That's right. That's right.
I would give Obi-Wan. Oh man, I hate to do this. He's a 4. He's a 4. I can't give him a 5 because he's just not a 5. As I'm sitting here messing with him, trying to get his ankles to move, and they're pretty frozen.
Snap.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That rounds out the Clone Wars wave. But hey,
There's more.
we're not done. Let's take a look at the deluxes that also came out in 2021. Caveat. There are more deluxes to come in 2021.
That's true.
These are the deluxes that are not retailer
Exclusive.
specific. These were the mass market everywhere you could get them ones.
Oh, I see.
We're gonna start. We're gonna lead with a bang. We're talking about the deluxe Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Now, this Boba is an all new Boba. This is not the Empire Strikes Back Boba that's been released multiple times.
I do have this much of him out.
The flame effect. Is that his or is that the Flame Trooper one?
Oh, you know what? I think they're the same. This is the Flame Trooper one. And
Yeah.
I think they're the same effect.
Josh says it had better be with cloth goods. Sorry to disappoint you, my
Yeah.
friend. That's the
That's
one
the-
big change.
That's the only thing.
We swapped soft goods here for molded plastic.
This figure is dynamite, though.
So the issue here, and I don't know if you can see, not in the close up because the close up it's that's a promo shot, so they wouldn't screw that up. But the figure standing there, the helmet is squished
Yep.
because the figure was packed in the tray, and the way that the tray came around it, the helmet's so soft that all of them were like
Yes.
smushed in.
Aw.
Yes.
So you really had to heat it up and get it to bounce back.
I
but
did. Yeah.
they do.
I remember when I posted about that. Like, it's a minor thing. It's an easy fix. But,
Yep, yep.
but Hasbro, I shouldn't have to open a brand new figure and mod it to
So
make
let-
it look good.
Let me just make a point about not about the helmet, but I want to point out there's an accessory that's missing. I didn't get the rope with the
hook.
the little hook on it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get that in there, but that is part of it as well. And also, the missile comes out of the jetpack, and the missile comes apart in 2 pieces. So just keep that in mind when we're looking at the number of accessories and accessory count, because that's going to matter when we move into some of the other ones. Hank, you have this figure. You want to
do.
talk about him first? Because, I mean, you can tell us sort of about the in-hand experience with him.
I mean, yeah, he's probably top 10 for me of everything I own.
That's cool.
That the look is just iconic. Even though it was like bright lights in the desert and or darkness in Jabba's palace.
Yep.
We really get more screen time with his Empire look, realistically. But there's just something about the. It's almost like they saw the action figure that got produced for the Kenner line, and then made alterations to Boba Fett to come closer to to that in terms of his Return of the Jedi look. I don't mind the molded cape because it's better than the paper cape. Now if it had been pure soft goods, like true soft goods, that would have been a lot better. But this is far better than the paper capes we were getting.
Yeah.
He's got really decent articulation. It's not the best in the line for sure.
Can he?
It's an older body.
I do want to know, because I know with the original, I still have the original Boba. You can do it. You end up bending it, but like to get him in a two-handed classic blaster pose.
One sec.
Is a little bit difficult. I feel like they benefit, and this is something that with G.I. Joe, just putting the hinge, putting the hinge into the wrist allows you to depress the firearm. So now the stock is not getting jammed up on the forearm. There you go. All right, let's have a look here. So I was just saying to Andy, now tip him forward so I can see down his chest. How bent is the blaster around his body?
No, sir.
Not at all.
Nice.
The stock isn't bent at all.
No, sir.
Okay, that's good. That's very good, because that is a big issue with the Empire Strikes Back one, is that I was just saying to Andy, it's hard to fit the blaster in there without something getting in the way.
I don't know that they've given him. They may have given them the new wrists.
They definitely need to do. I was just saying that they all benefit by having that hinge, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you can hinge it, you can get stuff out of the way.
Definitely, like as he's sitting here, you don't have to solo me again, but as he's sitting here,
Yeah.
this wrist is definitely cocked up.
Up. Yeah.
So it does have that.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know.
I haven't opened my Empire version of him. I'll probably never open the.
He's on RetroCard, isn't he?
No,
RetroCard
he's an archive actually. The Empire version is archive, and then I have the prototype,
the white one,
and then I have the carbonized whatever I was smoking that day. And I bought that. But they're all the same. Like, so this is not a new body. There's nothing really new about this guy.
Oh, okay. What do you know?
It's the same body as the Empire.
Is it?
I believe it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From reading, it made it sound like it was a new body, but I'll take your word for it.
I guess I'd have to pull them both out and have a way.
Well,
there's
one way to know. There's one way to bend them at the knee, and does the bent knee pivot?
Oh, yeah. There is a knee There is a knee. Pivot.
Yeah, so that's new.
That's a new joint.
Yeah.
He's pretty fantastic. He stands well. He's not like even with the backpack where you would think he would topple over backwards.
Yeah,
He stands really well. Tons of accessories. Andy, go first because I'm going to gush.
I like him. Looks good. Definitely one you need in your collection.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a 4.
I don't know why I passed on this when I did. I didn't know if there was enough. Like, I don't know what my thought process was. So here I am trying to rationalize it now that, everybody, talks about Empire being the best movie in the franchise. So why wouldn't you want the Empire version? But then, Jedi speaks to my heart. And I don't know if it was, he's a deluxe figure. And I'm probably never going to display him with half the stuff anyway. So I don't know why I passed on it. But honestly, I kind of regret not getting this one. I regret not getting it. Because of my regret, I'm going to give this one. He's a 4.5 as well, which means the final word on this one is yours, Hank.
Yeah, he's as close to coming to a 5 as you can get without being a 5. He's got some issues. There are definitely issues, but even they've captured the tone of the green better than the Empire. Whatever green they used on the Empire version of him almost looks like olive drab.
It's very olive.
Yeah, he's 4 3/4.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
His visor works. For
the
God's sakes.
rangefinder. The rangefinder moves. There you go.
Works for God's sakes.
Well, that's a point by itself.
Right.
Mm.
All right, let's move on to wow. We thought we were talking about this one before. Turns out it wasn't, because it's the deluxe version of Jar Jar Binks that came with all the stuff. I've shown the spear here together, but that spear does come apart into two pieces, so you have like dueling pokey things.
Mm-hmm.
But you do get the spear, you get the atlatl, the boomer thrower, and then the energy shield.
The high lie. Stick.
Yeah. Jar Jar, as we said before when we talked about him in the Phantom Menace in the 50th line, is obviously an all new mold. Unless they do other Gungans, I don't see this one getting widely reused.
No. Even if they did, the Gungans all have like,
There's
you know,
enough
General
variety.
Tarpals is a different sort of looking Gungan, and
Yeah,
then the Boss
yeah.
Nass is completely different. So
You know, the funny thing is, and we talked about this before, like how good this figure was. It's that, like, all of the jokes aside about this character, he makes for a great action figure. And then
he's
when
a
you-
great action figure.
when you put him up on the shelf beside all the other figures, and you get a real sense for how big he really is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a cool figure, and I
I
think
never had the hate for this guy.
I never did either.
Like, I understood that we were watching a kids movie. I
Yeah.
really, I mean, I caught the Buster Keaton stuff about the character before it was explained to me.
Yeah.
I don't. It makes me sad, like, when I think about what was done to him and what was done to Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, of course.
What was almost
Of course.
done to, several of the female characters in the modern Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
It makes me disgusted to be a fan and like, knowing that there's people out there that are like that. So I never had the hate for this character. That, I mean, you clown on him and stuff, like the fanboys. The fanboys joke with the back tattoo. He's good. Jar Jar Binks is gonna be the
He's
shit.
the shit.
But yeah. But I don't know if there's enough accessories. They're cool accessories, but is there
Yeah.
enough to tack another $10?
I mean, you take that staff apart. That's technically that's 4.
Yeah, but they're. I mean, yeah.
But that's how they do it. And I'm not saying
that's
that from a
technically,
from
you're
a
right.
fan point. I'm not saying that's necessarily the right way to do it. But from a company perspective, that's another piece in the box.
No, absolutely.
That counts.
And hey, this is the one that I bought. So
This is the one you wanted to get.
Yeah. after the
Especially when
retro card.
when you go back, and I don't know if I got to go back into my notes. Just humor me for a second while I go back, because if I've got the old one, and I don't think I do, I think the price on these,
was identical.
that's what I mean. Like, I'm just going to look it up here.
Really?
Yeah. Star Wars.
Was it con exclusive?
Star Wars.
No, it was the first of the Phantom Menace retro cards.
Mm,
The Black Series.
that's right.
50th.
I mean, even having bought
Anniversary.
the deluxe, this guy here,
Jar Jar.
all of his accessories
Thanks.
are in a storage case.
Mm.
He's not.
There we go.
When I think of Jar Jar, I don't think of him rocking a shield and a,
Yeah.
And as a Clone Wars fan, I actually think of him more than as a ad hoc senator than I do as the bumbling.
So, 50th anniversary Lucasfilm Jar Jar came with the staff, disassembled in 2 pieces, and nothing else. And his original retail, same year, 2021, $29.99.
Wow.
They're the exact same price.
For less.
How do you do that? How do you justify that?
Yeah.
Like that?
Because they have a telescope and they can see us coming from a mile away, bro.
I know. I look at those cards and I go, we talked about that before. Were those cards enough? Like, were they foiled? I don't remember them being, they might have been.
The original ones were.
Yeah.
And it could be nitpicky, but like, and certainly it's showing my age, but I don't have the nostalgia for all. Like, I'll just tear open all the other cards. I don't have the nostalgia that I have for the Kenner style card
Kenner
backs.
style, yeah.
I was
That's
just
fair.
too old to have that. When I had those, I mean, I do still have the Revenge of the Sith Cody here, not open yet.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to open him, but he's just sitting here, not open, but not because I am attached to the card back. but my walls are lined with the Kenner card backs. I can't.
I wanted
can't
to
bring
put
myself.
the Emperor in his hand, but I'm like, Carpet Monster's gonna get it.
Oh yeah, I lost a batarang to a vacuum the other day.
No.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, what do you want to give Deluxe Jar Jar Binks $29.99 US dollars?
Well, again, I don't like that they did that with the original Phantom Menace card, but this guy's 4.5 for me.
Yeah, he's really good.
The Emperor's cloak fits on him nicely.
Oh, you've done it.
I've done it.
Oh, nice. Is it long enough?
It is just long enough.
Just long enough. Okay. I
don't
bet
remember.
you. Did the Balin Skull come with a soft goods? I don't remember the reissue one. I think he
The
did,
reissue has a soft good.
and he's bigger, right? I bet you the Balin cloak would fit him pretty good. Hank, what do you want to give Jar Jar
I
Binks?
don't remember what I gave him before, but even packed differently, same price point, a couple more baubles. I think the stuff that they packed him with would be cooler if we did have another Gungan like a Gungan warrior to put that stuff.
You know, we haven't seen it in a while, but like I'm looking at my Han Solo and Tauntaun tarpals and the whatever you call those things.
Gungan horses.
Yeah, with the big
Yeah.
feathers on their back.
Yeah.
The Oopa, or whatever they're called. Yeah. Oopa Loopas.
Cadu.
Cadu.
Cadu. That's
There
what
you
they were
go.
called. Lefty says, I have two of these figures. One is Darth Jar Jar.
There it is.
That's awesome.
This is a re-release right on the heels.
Same year.
We're
Yeah.
the same year, so we're re-releasing.
Like
We're-
these were technically on the shelf at the same
Yeah,
time.
and we've added
Like-
the shield because nobody in their right mind would rebuy this guy twice.
Yeah.
He's 3.5 for me, and that's not a knock at the figure because the figure is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's more of a social commentary on the fact that we've already had this year, and there's no excuse that you couldn't have put those accessories in the other pack.
I'm with you on that.
So I'm more disgruntled at that than the figure. The figure's probably a 4, but this version of the figure, I'm just gonna go middle of the road. I'll say 3.
Sure.
Yeah, for me 3.
Jar Jar was highly rated the last time we talked about him. I think somewhere in the 4 range.
Yep.
And he's still that. And these accessories make him even more valuable, considering he was the same price as the Phantom Menace carded one. I'm getting more value here, so he's a 4, if not a 4.25 for me. I think so anyway. Which brings us to our last figure in the line, and this is the one where I think people were upset. I was a little bit like miffed at this. Of course, it's Wrecker.
Rika.
It's Wrecker, and Wrecker was sold as a deluxe figure, I guess, because of how big he is.
Yeah.
But like, is he really a deluxe?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, take the backpack off, that's 1. Take the helmet off, that's 2. The blaster is 3, and the knife is 4. That's 4 for $29.99. And then I go back and I go, hey, remember when we just looked at that deluxe Boba Fett? 2 blasters, 3 flame effects, a backpack where the missile breaks into 2 pieces, and a rope.
Yeah.
What is going on?
And the broken version of his.
Of the missile.
Well, no, the broken version of his blaster.
Well, that's what I mean. Oh, does
Yeah.
he come with the pistol as well?
Comes with a pistol as well.
So then that's another one. That's a 3rd blaster. So that's like 10 accessories.
Right. No Wookiee pelts.
Oh.
No, that's an Empire thing.
It's hard to compare that. It's hard to compare anything to, But then you also go, that's a flagship character.
Yeah.
You need him to complete your Bad Batch, right?
This feels like a money grab to me because if I bought the other 4 of them,
Members of the Bad Batch.
at $24.99,
Yeah.
I'm going to be an idiot not to buy this, regardless of their price point. So where they found the way to gouge. Arguably, and it's a great figure. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it is.
I had problems with the sort of the weird face sculpt at first. I always want you to lean into the animated characters, but I understand that they're trying to make them homogenous with the rest of the line. So it grew on me after a while because you can
Yeah.
see Tamara Morrison in all
Oh,
of them a
absolutely,
tiny
yeah.
bit. So they did a good job sort of playing with the molds like that. I don't know if they had computers do it or whatever. Is he my favorite Bad Batch figure? Probably not, but
No, he's not mine. Not mine.
no, I mean like action figure.
No, he's not, and I
Right.
agree. He's not mine
Right.
either.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite. I mean, yeah, he's one of my 5 favorite Bad Batch members for sure. So
I'll tell you what I do like about him, and this goes back to, this is just talking about the Bad Batch, and you remember way back when. Remember way back when Fandom Power decided we were going to do the fan batch, and West just bitched about it.
yeah,
Do you remember that?
I do.
Because of how
Yeah.
big of a fan I was of Republic Commando. This is the biggest link to Republic Commando. Well, it's not. There's a bunch of links, but they gave him the Republic Commando blaster, which I really adored. So I like that part.
Yeah.
I like that part. I like that the deco on the helmet is like spitting image of the show. So that works for me. And he's big. He's big, and we
He is
don't get
big.
a lot of like big figures that are human in
No.
the Black Series. So
And they've dropped the ball on big figures before, so it's nice that they didn't just make this like Darth Vader sized. He's even bigger
Yeah.
than that. You know. what I
that's
mean?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And you know, I really like the homogenized, let's make everybody in the line look like they're a real person. So I do appreciate that. Because it gives me this sort of sense of like what they might look like if they ever do make the jump to live action.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to throw an extra head that was the animated version on all those animated characters, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
that you would have people bitching that, I don't got an extra head for Luke from,
Yeah.
It would be asking a lot to start to do that, but that would be my preference because I probably would section them off, and especially the Rebels figures. I feel like. Go ahead, Andy.
I was
Give 'em a
tempted
number.
to buy. I shouldn't get into this. Tech in the first tech with the glasses being molded into the helmet and just being painted on.
Yeah.
That was the most egregious thing that they'd ever done.
Awful.
But yeah. Almost
He's
bought the second season tech just to swap the helmets.
He's the only reason I bought the second season tech, but I
Yeah.
didn't buy the second season of
Anybody else.
Anybody else?
I don't recall seeing a lot of the second season stuff up here though.
Yeah, I saw everything. Omega was the one that was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yeah. Andy, what do you think of Rekka?
It's good. I mean, it's obviously new body to accommodate his giant size.
Yeah.
3 3/4.
You think so, eh?
3 3/4.
Yeah. Have we figured out why Wrecker's face reminds me of like a large spider? That's what it looks like. At the big mandible teeth on it, like it's a spider. I don't understand
Yeah,
it. I
maybe.
don't get it. Anyway, it's not important. Hank, what do you think of Wrecker?
He looks like a wampa to me.
Oh, maybe that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I'm right there, 3 3/4. There's a lot that is done right. Could he have some more? I wouldn't mind a basket of Melurons or maybe some Mantel mix.
Mantel mix.
Some explosives, maybe.
Didn't they make season 2 Wrecker a standard issue?
I don't think he was deluxe.
I don't know if they did or not.
I don't think he was deluxe.
He wasn't packaged in a deluxe. Okay.
I could be wrong. Like Andy said,
I'm gonna look him up.
I ordered the tech online. I didn't see them in the wild.
I'm gonna look him up. Star Wars: The Black Series.
You know what they should have done?
Tech's wearing jeans, I think, in the second.
They should have bumped the price
He is,
on
yeah.
him by like maybe $5-10 and pack Omega in with him.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
That's the one I wish I did have. The second season Omega is far better than the first season Omega. I do know that.
Season 1, she's in her
Camino
lab.
Lab gear.
Her lab.
With
Yeah.
their
So.
headpiece that's not removable.
Oh, that's hard to say. The box. So season 2 Wrecker came in the all paper
windowless
package.
box.
Yeah, windowless box. It does look wider.
Does it?
It's hard to tell from just from.
They
the
might
photo.
have used the same insert,
Excuse me.
like the same tray mold.
Oh,
Keep
that's
that
possible
backpack
too.
off to the side, right?
That is possible too. I don't know. Nate, the Retro Tinker.
Welcome.
Good morning, sir. Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. We're just wrapping up the show as we're talking about Rekka from the Bad Batch. He's our third of 3 deluxe figures in 2021 that were not a retailer exclusive.
Neat.
We're going to get to some of those a little bit later on, but not tonight. Sorry, Andy, you scored him
3 3/4.
3. Hank?
Same, 3 and
Same.
3/4.
Yeah, okay. I love the face on him. I love the
Little
coy little
crooked
side
smile.
smile. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do like that. It's funny how it's the inverse, like the mouth is curled up inversely to the
the other
animation. But I do appreciate what they've done with him. I love the hybridizing, making him look real. I feel like that's exactly what he would look like. I did not appreciate the deluxe price point with him, and neither did my wife. I remember Kim kind of looking at me like, do you really need this one? And I'm like, I kind of do.
And that's exactly what I was saying. You're almost shoehorned into needing it because you can afford the rest of them, but
Yeah.
you know,
Anybody remember where we're at in terms of the Bad Batch at this point, in terms of what's been released so far?
No.
I think
My memory is shoddy.
this might be the first.
he might
one.
actually be the first one.
I think maybe.
I don't have
Yeah.
any Bad Batch boxes.
And it's strange, you know, that like lead with him and
What's
then
his
everything
number?
else.
Do you know?
That's a good question. I actually did not pull. Wait a minute. Why didn't I do that? So let's back up for a second.
Because Jar Jar is the first Phantom Menace figure. Yeah.
I didn't put it in the slide, but I do have it in the notes. So just bear with me for a second.
Roger that.
Going back to Boba Fett. Boba Fett is Return of the Jedi number 6.
Okay,
Number 6. Jar Jar, the Phantom Menace number 1.
that's correct. Yeah.
Wrecker, the Bad Batch number 5.
Oh wow.
Number 5. Doesn't mean that he was released
No, that's true.
5th, but he's number 5 in the line or in the subline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Man,
recall reviewing another. Maybe we did Hunter already.
I don't think we have.
We've
I
got
don't
there.
think we
Yeah.
have.
I think this is it because I know we got some coming up.
Mhm.
We got some coming up. Wrecker for me, man, he's a cool cat. The price point really bothered me.
Mm.
I don't want to hold it against him, but I kind of have to. 3. He's a 3. The head alone is a 3.5, but the price
Yeah,
point brings it down. Wait, Nate. I kind of do. It's my standard response. Left-handed. I kind of do. Will hold up in court.
There you go.
Do you need this? I kind of do.
Kind of do. There's another T-shirt,
Oh
Andy.
man. Do you need this? I kind of
Kind of
do.
do.
Kind of do.
Oh man, that brings us to that time in the show where now that we've taken a look at everybody, we turn our attention to what you guys said, and that is, of course, as we mull over the Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery, which is awarded to the best overall figure of each episode. The inscription on the medal reads "Non Mentem Lorem" or "No Chin Strap," because like the Duke John Wayne, Porkins knew chin straps are for sissies. Not to emasculate anybody, but.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you prevent death in the military? Do up your fucking helmet.
In Star Wars, it's add railings.
Add railings. That's true. That is true. This one, do you guys remember what you picked?
I do.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
It was.
It was a
I
while
don't-
ago.
I don't even know if I voted. To tell you, that's how long ago it was.
That's fair. It was very low
It
numbers.
wasn't for Trump, I'll tell you that much.
Very low numbers this week, but I'm not surprised at the way this came out, and maybe you won't be either when you realize or learn that Jar Jar Binks. Congratulations, Jar Jar Binks! Packed with a full arsenal and an energy shield, proving that high-tier accessory value can turn a galactic punchline into a shelf space powerhouse.
Misa so happy.
I know. Yeah, Jar Jar by 1 vote.
Perfect.
By 1 vote.
Hey, that's all it needs.
That's true. That is true. And of course, no show would be complete without a look forward as to what's coming up on the next one. There's some Bad Batch for you. We're going to get a couple of them. We're looking at our Clone Shock Trooper. Clone Shock Trooper, by the way, is not in Bad Batch colors. That's Attack of the Clone colors. I know it's very close to
Very similar.
the Bad
But
Batch.
there's a slight darker tint to the Bad Batch.
Yeah. We're getting Vice Admiral Rampart with his giant mouse droid.
Giant.
One hell of a mouse.
And which they're re-releasing
a
for the
rat droid.
Mandalorian Grogu. And
Oh, yeah.
Commander.
Of course.
Polar.
Of course they are.
It's white. Polar mouse droid.
Oh, cool. We're getting Imperial Crosshair.
Crosshair.
You said it, not me. Not this
Turn
time.
on the
that
badge.
one,
He's a whore.
Not this time. Another one that I regret not getting. This is the artillery stormtrooper, the mortar guy. I really wish I had gotten this one.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I do like that one. That's a Mandalorian figure. Cal Kestis with BD1 and Boggling Pet
Yeah.
from the Gaming Greats.
Now we're cooking.
Our Imperial Rocket Trooper, which is a reissue of the Rebels
Yes.
Jump Trooper,
Just a
and
little,
then
paint
the
difference.
one of the worst figures in the entire line ever.
Not Chewbacca.
Yeah, not Chewbacca Zalbar. And the Night Brother Warrior, who is essentially Darth Maul. Darth Maul with a new head and some
Savage
some new
colors.
paint. Yeah, exactly. Wait a second. Sean says, I have the last two and no clue who they are. Zalbar and the Night Brother Warrior are both supporting characters from
Zalbar is
Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Zalbar is a playable character, and I was thinking about this
He's
in the car
Revan's right-hand man, one of his right-hand men.
for a while. When I look back at the shelf, because let's take a trip down memory lane here. When we're talking about Knights of the Old Republic and our Black Series collections, we got two Revans, Jedi Revan and Darth Revan. They're both out.
Yep.
We got Zalbar. This is in 2021, by the
That's
way.
right.
Two Revans have already been out. They've been out for a while now. And just recently did we get Darth Malak
Mhm.
and Bastila Shan.
Right.
Where the hell is Canderous Ordo and Karth Onasi? Where are they?
Still waiting.
Do they not rate their own figures? But Zalbar does? I already got the Wookiee mold. Let's flex that one.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget Porn Stash Cal Kestis.
I like his sword. His sword is awesome.
See, and I didn't like the
The overalls or the suspenders.
I get it's supposed to be some kind of battle harness, but like
Chewie's was better.
it was a bandolier. Yeah. This was like web gear, right? But he's not carrying anything. I think I'd like that sword better if I had it on another figure. It would look better on, like, say, like a royal, like a crimson royal guard. Sorry, not the crimson guard. That's a whole other line. What am I talking about?
Yeah. I only have two Old Republic figures, and one of them is Zalbar for sure. So
Yeah, and then other I got. I did get
there's
the
a
other guy.
Nihilus, though, right?
Yeah, Nihilus. Nihilus is getting a new figure,
A re-release. Yeah.
and I will be 0% surprised if new Nihilus is based on new Maul, because old Nihilus is old Maul.
Yeah, for sure.
And Nihilus is coming in a 2-pack with old lady, Force Witch lady. Kreia? Is it Kreia?
Maybe.
Knights of the Old Republic 2. I think it's
Kreia.
Kreia. I can't
Is it
remember her name.
Kreia?
Yeah. I don't know. Anybody in the comments, if you remember her name, remind me. But they're coming sometime later this year. But not before we get to these figures. Now, the question is, when are we going to get to them? Not sure.
Vote now.
Yeah. I'll get this slide put up on our socials probably tomorrow, which gives you lots of time to vote. So take your time, vote. We won't close the voting. It'll just be there forever until we do this episode. And then this week, the focus is back to Midlife Quest, which we've got one almost ready to go, one to be recorded, and then that takes us. Follow me on this one. Episodes 7 and 8 of Shadow Lord drop tomorrow. I guess we can close this down right now. We don't need that, right?
Yep.
They're on, for all intents and purposes, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this coming Sunday, we record Midlife Quest. Yay, D&D. And then the following Monday is the final 2 episodes, right? May 4th. Woohoo! The end of Maul Shadow Lord. So, like I said at the beginning of the show, we could technically go as early as Tuesday night we could have our discussion on that, or the following Sunday, which would be our discussion on Maul Shadow Lord, which means this next Back in Black series would be a month after that.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, because we'd be doing Midlife the following Sunday. And then
we have the Mando and Grogu coming out on the 22nd.
Oh, sorry,
so
2 weeks after that. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks, not a month. Sorry, 2 weeks. But I make no promises because life. Anybody wants to get in on the discussion about Maul Shadow Lord, let us know. Drop a line in the comments. You can comment on the video. You can hit us up on social media. If you feel strongly enough about it in either direction, you're more than welcome to air that out, and maybe we'll invite you on the show.
That would be great. Remember the way we had a bunch of guests for
The X-Men 97.
Yeah.
That was a
Good
sort
Yeah,
of
yeah,
a
yeah.
round table thing. So yeah.
I would love to hear some other opinions that are not just the three of us. I feel I can sort of guess, because not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I was fairly certain on the day of that after watching the first 2 episodes, Hank, I knew that you didn't like it,
Yeah.
and Andy, I was pretty sure that you will probably like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I definitely am in the middle category where it's like, I don't not like it, but I don't love it. And this is the first.
Because we're like in your prime
I know
favorite era.
that Rise of the Empire,
Yeah.
the Dark Times, but this is like 1 year after Order 66, right? So
Yes, yeah.
I'm still of the opinion this is a show we didn't need, but that is
yeah. We'll get into it, but
that's a
my
discussion
confession.
for another time.
I'm enjoying it now. It's a good time. It's very
Yep.
pretty.
I know my biases,
Put a large pizza in front of me and I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's good for me or that I really want it.
The reason that I've been as, I won't say forgiving, because I do have some criticisms about it, which I'll get to, but I know, like I said earlier, when we went to do the Bad Batch, how much I bitched about it.
Yeah,
That we didn't need that either.
No,
we didn't need that either.
Hey,
and
if
it grew on me.
WandaVision taught me anything, it's to be patient, right? Like I was the same with
Yeah.
WandaVision. Like, what the frig
Yeah.
is this? And then sort of blown away by the time we got to the third or
It-
fourth episode.
The Bad Batch grew on me, and I knew that it did. And not only did it grow on me, but like it has a very special place for me. I love that show. And so I thought, you know what, Maul's gonna it's got to permeate. It's got to permeate.
Yeah, I let it cook a little.
It's been cooking for 8 episodes, and I'm still waiting for the pot to boil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think
My
we're
thing is
definitely into season 2.
I just
it's already
really
it's
don't-
already greenlit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is green. It was greenlit after the first episode. I and maybe it's a me problem, but I just can't relate to a villain as a protagonist. I don't see the appeal. I don't understand it. When I have the choice to be a bad guy in a video game, I almost never take it.
Yeah, I like being a good
You know,
guy as well. I do as well.
It's too easy to be a bad guy in real life.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that maneuver.
They did it with Wicked, and I've watched both of those movies, and in my mind I've compartmentalized them as they're not part of Bomb's
real
Bomb's writing. They're
Oz
not.
lore. Yeah.
They're not.
No.
They just
and you know,
aren't.
if you're going to pick a character where I wouldn't mind you delving into his psyche and his come up and his wrestling with the good parts of himself and the bad, then give me a Darth Vader animated series.
Yeah. Why haven't we done that?
Right?
Why haven't we done that?
So
I mean, I don't want that. I want the Vader show where he's at his most diabolical. Give me an Invincible style Vader tromping around the galaxy, wiping out,
Like in Kenobi, where he walks down the street and just destroys
Yeah.
the place.
Yeah. Although I don't think that would last very long. But anyway.
no. I don't like it would be fun to watch, but I don't think I could relate to him unless he's struggling internally with, and that show would have to be the inverse of what Luke goes through, or what every Jedi goes through.
Yeah.
Which is fighting your good side rather than fighting the bad side. And the comics gave us, there's no really reason to do it. I'm just saying.
Except to animate the comics, right?
Except for to animate the comics, absolutely.
Like that one, what was it, Vader Down?
Vader
where
Down.
he's like all by himself against like a friggin' army, and he says, all I see is dead men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by fear and dead men.
Yeah.
But Lucasfilm has shown us time and time again, even in light of the story group, that all these new canon comics don't mean anything.
Yeah.
They don't mean anything, because if that were the case, they wouldn't have retconned the Cassian Andor one shot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The Cassian and K2 one shot, which is going to come up quite a bit when we talk about Maul Shadow Lord, because I have some glaring things I want to talk about. But that's for another time. All right. That's it for me. You guys got anything you want to close out
No,
on
it's
before
all
we
good, man.
say goodnight?
No, I'm tapped out.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in, especially you guys that have been waiting. I know, looking at you, Lefty, you've been waiting for this for a while. Thank you so much for hanging in there and sticking with us as we try to juggle life with the stuff that we love to do. And we look forward to bringing you lots more in the future, talking with all of you about all the things we love and maybe don't love so much. Yeah, and the more the merrier. So, as always, guys, whatever your thing is, fan on. And for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
I'm Hank.
We'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye for now.